Watopian Weekly. You should listen to it every week because I'm gonna listen to it. Yay!
Welcome to Watopian Weekly, Season 4, Episode 10, the podcast for Zwifters, cyclists, and everyone else. Each week we are here to discuss all things Zwift, life, and beyond. And my name is Dustin, and with me, here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The enforcer on Zypher. The man that has more green tea powder than anybody else. And races for the same team in DRS. You know him and so do I. Josh! Woo! Josh! How are you doing, Josh?
Good. Every time I hear this nice guitar solo, I just want to crowd surf.
Yeah, it's basically I agree. It's being like we're like at a Pearl Jam concert here. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not that good, but I do know a couple chords. But yeah, Josh, it's good to see you, man. I mean, I know we talk a lot and we talk for other reasons, for team stuff and everything. But it is good to talk to you and good to see you and everything. And thanks for being here. Yeah, how you doing?
As always, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good, and getting ready to get outside and everything. In our pre-production meeting, we were talking about that.
The weather is finally starting to warm up, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm celebrating it by leaving next week and going out of town.
Nice.
I'm going to visit some family in a warmer region, and
nice, man.
Right as the weather's warming up here. So
yeah, but you're bringing your bike? You're bringing your bike then, or?
I am not. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey, you get outside though.
Maybe
man. It's nice.
Maybe if my little Brompton fits in the suitcase.
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you see that Brompton is doing a gravel bike now?
Yeah. It looks pretty sweet. Like,
yeah, it does.
Honestly.
It needs those mag wheels from the 80s BMX bikes, though. That's what it needs.
Yes.
And then it would be absolutely rad. But yeah. I have not ridden one of those, but I don't know. I wonder about it would be hard on gravel.
It's nice. It's nice for the utility, but it is a very punishing ride over like the potholes in Michigan.
Oh my gosh.
Very punishing on 16-inch. Very skinny.
Oh, there's 16
wheels.
inches?
Yeah.
I thought they were 20s. Oh man, well still, that's small.
The new G line is 20. But the Bromptons are 16, and it's a fun bike to ride, but man, is it like you feel everything. Let's just leave it at that.
And then do you have disc brakes on that, or is that cantilevers or something, or
they're
pole
old
or something?
They're old school.
Nice.
Not
cool.
Ones that you want to bomb a descent with.
I know we were just talking about that too, about bombing descents, and because I'm going for a gravel ride after this. I'm excited for that. I wish I was going to be I don't know. I'm excited to get out and do some riding outside. I probably won't get to actually gravel ride because everything's gonna be too sloppy. But at least I'll be able to get out and get outside and ride. Because as much as I love Zwifting, don't get me wrong, and I do it all the time. But it's just there's sometimes you want to get outside. Hey.
Yeah, when that weather changes, you're like you're bound and determined to get outside.
Just got to get outside for just a little bit, I can see through my basement window here about how nice the clouds are out there.
Show me the light.
Yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. Well, so I know we usually talk about the things we've been doing this week. Now, I've been watching some of your races, man. That race that you did, that Zypher did on up the Maya mountainside. Oh my gosh, that was the course, right? I think it was Maya mountainside.
Yeah.
That is brutal, dude. Oh my gosh. Talk us through that, would you please?
It was interesting, to say the least. So we did a couple ladder races this week in DRS, but for the one that Dustin you're referring to, the ladder race, we went against Sisu, a Sisu team, and I think we were projected to lose by like 4 points. We ended up losing by 2. So a loss, but hey, when we outperform the projections,
That's
I
right.
take the wins where I could get them. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Coastal Crown Loop because the
Well,
team
that's
that
what it
we
was.
were
Yeah.
going against is like bunch of sprinters and really overpowering raw watts. I think they have one person on their team with like 1800 watt five
Oh my
second sprint or something.
gosh.
So it's like, yeah, I'd rather avoid that on the flats. So
Yeah,
uh yeah, that absolutely brutal course.
man.
Filled with KOMs, ended up being everyone's own kind of ITT. It was actually
Yeah.
still an interesting race, even though I think almost everyone was ITTing at one point except Zach on our team and one of theirs. So
Hmm. Well,
everyone was
and and
separated.
and Zach is the Illinois State ITT champion, so he should
Yeah.
actually be
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only one
Yeah.
who's in the ITT.
He's in his
He's the
prime
state
right there.
champion, so yeah, he knows what he's doing. Oh man. Well,
Yeah.
that was incredible. I was watching it, I'm just like, "Oh my gosh." Like
Yeah, it was I yeah, opted for a nice climbing setup and then ended
mhm.
up being all by my lonesome, wishing I had disc wheels instead, but that's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but had a couple of good medals on that one. PR the Mayan and Itza KOM double
Mm,
that combination. So was happy with that.
yeah.
But yeah, there's some real strong riders on their team and our team. Just yeah, I couldn't quite keep up on the very last crest of the Itza KOM.
Mm.
Unfortunately, one of their guys like kind of pushed like 7.5 like at the
Oh
crest,
my
and yeah, I
gosh.
just got dropped because we were trying to push the pace
Yeah.
early in the race to drop some of their massive sprinters, and so I think I was a little gassed by that time, and yeah, couldn't hang.
Man, that but
Still end up
watching
fourth
that,
though.
yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna say you still did pretty well, I would say,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I was still happy with I mean, we may have lost, but I was still pretty happy with our team's performance. Like we did it went according to plan.
yeah,
So, I think pretty much everything it's always nice when you talk strategy beforehand, you come up with a game plan and you execute like pretty much exactly to that game plan. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work out like it did here, and that's fine, but
yeah,
it is nice when you can look back and be like, "Oh, wow, like when we spend all this time talking about strategy and we actually follow the strategy almost to a T, that feels
yeah.
kind of nice. Feels kind of nice."
That's right. That's right.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh man. And then you got DRS too, and yeah, and you did pretty well on DRS as well.
yeah.
The
Oh man, that was that was a grind and a half.
yeah. Well,
So
literally.
yeah, I mean I was happy that initially um no one was absolutely blasting out of the pen. Because I was kind of concerned about the first was it
Yeah, the petite
yeah, the
KOM.
petite
Yeah.
KOM. The first segment was FAL. So I was
Hmm.
kind of concerned about people just going off the front and keeping the pace super hot because of that. But thankfully, people really didn't start ramping up until the actual segment. So some really fast times there. Like
Oh
I
my
saw
gosh,
like right
yes.
around right around the 5 minute mark and
Yeah.
my league, the Emerald to Sapphire, and yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's super impressive up there,
But
man. Yeah.
yeah, I finished about mid pack, which I was happy with. Took home sixth in the FTS on the balloon sprint. Probably would have been better if
Nice.
I had maybe not the climbing wheels, but that's but that's okay. I was happy
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, that it's awesome, man. It's especially that climb was hard, and yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
talk
had
about that too. Yeah.
Pascal on our team. He's far and away like our strongest rider, ACAT guy, and
Wow.
former Acadian
Yeah.
ladder dude as well. And yeah, he got second on
Wow.
the KOM FTS at like 5:15 or something, which is crazy to me.
Jeez. That's really fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My times were not that fast, but
Is
I felt
better.
pretty good.
That is better than me by a lot.
Well, we can definitely talk about that. Yeah, for me, I've just been doing more fast cat training as well, getting faster. It's definitely been paying off. I did a ladder race on a week ago Sunday, and we lost, I think, but it was yeah, it was against I think it was against ATP maybe. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But we lost, and what we tried though, and we did better than we had anticipated because we were trying to. It was. I mean, we were supposed to lose by a bunch, and we same deal. We ended up not losing by as much, so that's a win, I guess. Right? I don't know. I can't even remember.
Yeah. We have our own little fun internal projections, and it's fun. Even if you lose, as long as you outperform whatever's it's saying as the expected result, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and actually, and it was, and I do have to say that sometimes, I mean, whenever they say this a lot in soccer as well, like whenever your team is having morale problems, not that our team is, but winning cures most of these problems.
Yeah.
Our team is doing great, and I have to say that our team, Princess Merclonia, is definitely gelling together even in these losses. So we're I feel like we're a better team for that too, and we're learning more of each other and everything as well too. So and we've been winning too. Actually, wait a second. No, we won, and then the second time when they raced, when I wasn't racing, I think they lost. So because we were up, and then oh man, I can't even remember.
You're claiming yourself as the common denominator here, right?
No. You're right. I'm not trying to say that. No way. We set up. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, that now I remember because it was because Randy and I and then Daniel were on.
Yeah,
on
it looks
team
like
here.
you played TFC meetings.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Thank you. I'm glad that you can look back in history. I can't remember a week ago. So anyway, this. Yeah. Oh, I got to talk about this because this was intense. So we're like, it was Randy, Daniel, and I up here in the front, and I'm like, we gotta, I'm like, Randy, we got to start attacking, and they even asked us like, would you guys want to stay, because I guess had higher sprint numbers than they did, and they said, would you guys be willing to not or gentlemanly bet or sporting bet or whatever until the last 300 meters? You just guys want to chill until the last 300 meters, and we're like, no. No, we can't do that. I appreciate them asking because I feel like we would be in the same situation. And we ended up dropping two of their guys, and so it was 4v4, and we had three in the front group, and then one guy behind us, and then their two got dropped, and then they had this monster gap to climb, and they got back up. TFC got back up on us, so we were there. Then was 4 versus 4 again. And I'm like, we're going slow, like, because we were letting them pull. And I'm like, why are we going so slow? And I'm like, all right. If I even said this on the stream, I'm like, if this was us, I would be saying, let's hope that they don't attack or anything like that. So then I said, we need to attack now. And I said, this is too slow. So I started ramping up the pace. And then Randy and Daniel went with me. Tim stayed back to mark the moves and everything. And then we just kept on hammering them. And it was on the Nyoko Creek course. And there's really only like one rise really where there's
that one small riser. And that's pretty much it.
That's it. And so Randy was like, we attack there every time, because Randy called it, and he did a great job with the tactics there. And then after that, he's like, let's lull them into so that we're not going to attack, and then attack after that, which was genius. So then we attacked after that, and I'm like, we're setting Daniel up for the win. And do you have any problems? I have problems with being polite when my heart rate is at like 170 because I can't. I do you have that problem? You never have that problem. You're always calm and cool, collected. It seems like, and your hair is always perfect. I don't get it, but
it depends. Well, like I can't do math in my head when I'm wheezing.
Yeah, I can't.
But I can. Hopefully, I don't sound rude when I'm when I'm wheezing.
Well, yeah, well, because I was listening back to the stream and I was like I was fine, you know. I was like Daniel, we're setting you up for the win. Like I like said it like that instead of like hey Daniel, can we set you up for the win? You know, like I don't know. Maybe it's just not that big of a deal, but
I did see that he won though. So
yes,
and you did set him up.
Yep, yeah, we did. So like Randy and I, we went to the front and kept pulling and pulling and pulling, and then we sent Daniel up, and that was awesome. So yeah,
it looks like you averaged a cool 3-1 there too.
Yeah,
nice.
Well, and I misjudged the ending because the ending it's that glow in the dark banner or light up banner or whatever, and I thought it was actually the sprint was the ending, so I was going to turn the corner and then light it up, but then I just turned the corner like, oh, it's done. So I got like 4th or 5th or something instead of like 3rd, but that's all right. Daniel got 1st, Randy got 2nd, and then the other 2 guys, and then anyway, it was great, and then that moved us up. I mean, we were like 75th in the world or something like that for a while.
Nice,
pretty crazy. Nice. Yeah, and then but we do need to move on there from there because that's not when I catted up. I catted up on Wednesday night. I'm up to platinum now, man. I'm getting nervous.
He's plat.
I know.
Now, a lot of expectations.
I know there's
a lot of people talking.
Yeah. Well, I am at the absolute lowest thing. I think my number is whatever it is +1. It's like I'm just over the platinum number, isn't it? It's like really, or it's like +3. It's really right on the bubble. But man,
now I'm gonna check.
Yeah. Well, I'm thankfully within the category. I can stay on.
Yeah, you are 4 points into platinum.
So I'm just there. Like I'm hanging on by one hand, and someone's gonna step on my knuckles. I'm gonna fall back down to gold. But yeah.
Oh, you did have a nice. Yeah, it looks like you had a nice 5-minute PR on DRS too. That probably helped. Oh yeah, wow, you went up like a whole half a category almost.
Yes.
There.
Yeah, I know. And
good segue into DRS.
Yeah, into DRS. Yeah, because I would like to talk about that because on the petite KOM, I pulled a Kolchinsky, man. I was calm and like I stayed in the front group and everything, and we were going up the climb, and I have the like I won last week on the prologue up the climb and everything, and I got first. I'm not trying to brag, but it's hard not to. But but it was a prologue and it didn't mean anything, and I'm sure people weren't giving it their all. You know, or well, I don't know that, but we were racing, man. It was hard, and then this past week, it's like, all right, like I see people going, but like I'm watching the gradient change, you know, and I'm doing what I planned on, spinning up on the corners and everything. But people, and I was drafting, and the draft was only getting like 12 draft units or 20 draft units. It wasn't much, but I'm like, this is something. Save it. So I did what Christian Kolchinsky did in one of the one of her races that I watched, and I was just like, I gotta do what she did. Just stay calm, wait to attack, and I attacked on one of the corners on one of the red sections or the like orange red sections towards the end, and then I got caught, and I'm like, that's fine. I thinned it out a little bit, and then I could see where the banner was at, and I just drop the hammer, man, and I got first.
You lit it up.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah, so I got first.
Back to back dubs.
Well, that was just on the first one. I didn't win the whole race. That was just that. So then,
all right, we're gonna pretend it's back to back dubs.
yeah. Well, I got to that part, and then and I got that. So I got first on the FAL, and then we regrouped and everything, and then I did not go at all for the FTS and the balloon sprint because I was gassed. I'm just gassed, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there's no point going for it unless you're feeling spry and spicy.
Yeah. and I was trying to do the math in my head. I'm like, it's got to be better to get more finish line points and FTS points on that second KOM than it would be to blow my doors off for this one, right? So anyway, so I didn't do that. So I tried to stay with the front group, and they saw that I was struggling, and we were a group of 8, and then we got whittled down to 6, and then they turned the screws and they dropped me, and I'm like, it's okay. There's another group coming. Yeah. That's fine. And I'm like, the last section is FTS, so I'm not too worried about it right now. So then we got to that point, and then I just we got to the KOM, and I just kept on doing what I was doing and kept it as steady as I possibly could, and I got 6th. So yeah, So for FTS, I got sixth through there, and then I also got sixth for the race, or I got fourth for sixth for. I got sixth for the race, and then some people got DQ'd, so I got I think fourth for FTS. I don't know, but either way, I was super happy. Magma and DRS we're doing fantastic. We had I think Daniel got first on the sprint section, and then Tim got I think third and or something. I mean, it was just incredible. So Magma's
firing. Just cleaning up.
Yeah. So super happy about that, and man, we've definitely had some fun, and we've been building our chemistry too. It is kind of funny though, because we have there's two ladder teams that on Coalition, Merclonia and Brutalium. I don't know how you say it, but there's members from both those teams on our DRS team. So then they're like jabber-jawing back at each other too, and they had to race each other.
Rivalry.
Yeah, yeah, because they had to race each other the following day. Anyway. Long story short, it was really fun, and our team is definitely doing really well. All right, so let's talk about the results, though, man. The results, they took a long time, and I know I'm not the only person who was probably hitting refresh like every 10 minutes. Were you doing that, too, about all the...
Yeah, it seemed to take quite a bit of time. But...
Yeah, but... apparently there was just a problem with the data from the Zwift Racing app or something like that. But a friend of the podcast, Tim, got it all sorted, and everything was ready to go by the end of the day for me. So thanks, Tim, for doing all that, because that is it's a hard job and lots of numbers to crunch. Yeah, thanks for that. And man, this so let's talk about the next stage here, because this is the team time race. Now we haven't done one of these yet, and well, first off, should we talk about the course or the format first? What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the format and what a TTR actually is.
Yeah.
So if you want to chat about the format.
Sure. So the team time race is like a team time trial where the fourth rider is the one that counts, but it's different because it's a mass start, and it doesn't use that TTT launcher or the regular launcher that you see like in WTRL or other events. Everyone's a mass start. Everyone's on road bikes. And it's still you want to have as many people as you can get to the end of the line, but it's the time of your fourth rider that counts. So there might be times where you are with a group of like 20 people and there's a whole bunch of other teams in there too, or it might be just your 4 or 5 people are together and you have to get to the end of the line. So it's really, really interesting because there's lots of tactics at play. Instead of having someone like for example, say me, go all the way out in the front and stay in the front group, that doesn't do anybody any good because that's only helping the people who are in the front group. I need to stay with my teammates. So there's lots of strategy in this. I remember last summer in the Summer Champions. Remember that when we did that? That was a lot of fun. And I remember I think it was a New York KOM or something like that. We had to like regroup or something because I was probably too slow, but and then, but having to go up there, these climbs are just killer in these things. And this one, we're going up to the Zwift KOM, or not, Zwift KOM, but the Volcano KOM first. But oh man, this is going to be something else.
Out and back again.
Yeah,
is the course, and
it's fairly flat to begin with.
Yeah, it's fairly flat to begin with, and then it's we got the Volcano KOM and Zwift KOM. And I think it ends on because it's not the full course; it's 37.8 kilometers, which is that's a long time. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out because it's a longer race, more than your typical ZRL or DRS or any other races.
So when we're talking about strategy on this, should we be thinking about being a TTT? I mean, like if you were to, I've been going around with this in my head lots, which I mean, there's lots of room up there, so things get knocked around. But there's these things about like, should we think about it as a TTT? Because if you think about it as a TTT and ignore everyone else, then does that make you faster or do you want to think about it as like a blob TTT where whoever's at the front is working and everyone else is, I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it'll be so full disclosure, I have like zero experience in this type of format. So I'm not entirely sure how this will play out. But I think we'll have to think of it as a bit of a combination. So I think our strategy should be stay in front group as long as possible, and then
Yeah.
when we inevitably get dropped, because I don't think our whole team is staying in the front group. I'm a realist. I know I won't be certainly. Um, then
Yeah.
then we kind of switch to okay, let's act like it's a real TTT then at
Okay.
that point. So
Yeah.
we have the composition of our roster is a bit uh unique and presents some interesting dynamics to this because we
Hmm.
got Pascal on our team who's like a cat and
Wow.
realistically a huge outlier in the for the rest of us. So like we
Yeah.
have the rest of us who are like kind of roughly sort of in the same kind of ballpark. And then we have Benji, who's a little bit better than the group, and then we have Pascal, who's like on another level. So, so it'll be interesting to see how he can be deployed
Yeah.
because it almost seems like, all right, man, you're on sweeper duty this entire
Yeah.
time.
Making
Yeah,
sure no one's
because
falling off. Yeah.
yep. So
It's
that might be the best use case there or best
yeah, and
deployment.
and then also, I mean, we have to think about. I want to think about the places where we lose time, and one of the, I mean, we're going up the volcano KOM. You just got to kind of pace each other, and if you can stay in a line, great. If you can stay with a group, great. Just get to the top, and but I think in that turnaround, that circle turnaround, I think time gets lost there because people are slowing down because they're gassed, and which, yeah, that happens. But then you just got to keep pushing through there and push, and then on the downhill, if you can get some get a breather, you can. But as our friend of the podcast, David Kowalski, has said, aren't the downhills you have to pedal now? It seems like, right? I don't know if you watched that video of that, but there's time to be lost on those downhills too. So what's your
Yeah.
thoughts on pedaling that whole way down?
My thought is get your heaviest person on the front.
Yeah.
And
And
whatever they do, then
yeah.
the rest of us can follow whether they pedal or not.
Yeah.
I think that's just smart racing,
Mm.
but I think I'm fine either way. It's such a long race that I think it'll be interesting because I don't think you want to just go as if it's a 45-minute race
Right.
when it's going to be probably longer than that.
Yeah,
So
maybe an hour, maybe. It might
yeah,
be.
I guess I don't really know, but
Yeah, like a Swift Insider said it was going to be over an hour, but
yeah,
at the what we're going to be putting down, I think. But um, yeah, I also the Volcano KOM, I'm fine with that one. That one I feel like is doable for me just because that's like a good like maybe 9 minutes, maybe 9 minutes or something for me, and I'm not I don't know 9-10 minutes or something. I think I can do that in. But then the thing that's the kicker is the Zwift KOM. That's man,
yeah,
that
very
always
steep.
gets me. Yeah, and I always end up just it's only like 2 minutes too, but it's yeah. I think it's the steepness that gets me there. But
Yeah. That's I think that one's so late in the race too. That's like,
yes,
hey, if you have more than four at that point, it's time to cut bait. Like if you're not hanging with the group,
yeah,
then hey, no big deal. You've done your part, but I think that's definitely the spot where you you probably want to decide whether you want to continue on with less than a full roster if you can swing it.
yeah. That's gonna be interesting. So we'll
Yeah.
wait to see, and everyone will have to tune in next week to find out, or tune in 2 weeks from now, but and find out how everything went. Yeah, and then let's talk about stage 3 because we're going to because we might not be able to get an episode out by then. So that's the park perimeter loop. And I normally don't look a couple stages ahead just because I feel like it's the same thing like with the Tour de France. I know I'm not a pro rider, but they never look at the day ahead. They just look at that stage that's following up there. But it is a good idea to look at all of them. But so the park perimeter loop in stage 3, this is going to be a sprinter's stage, man. I am
Yeah,
not.
I'm jacked.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
jacked
you
for
are.
this.
Yeah, I need
I'm
the
hyped for
climb.
this.
Yeah, I need to climb because I cannot sprint. And man, these guys are. It's going to be 3 laps, and there's I think is FTS each time or something. I can't remember. It's
Yeah, so the first lap is FTS, FAL second lap,
okay,
FTS
and then
third lap.
yeah. Oh man, and that is going to be something. I think that we're going to have some big groups, and I'm gonna try and go for finish on that one. I'm going for as high finish as I possibly can because I don't know
I
that
think
I'll get
the
anything.
trouble for me for like sprinting in this one is, I'm rolling with Emerald here. And
Mm,
so a lot that are like borderline Ruby too. So like the pace is just so hot in these
yeah.
for me anyway. Maybe not for some kids, but for me. Um that I'm lucky if I'm not totally spent by the time the sprint actually like rolls around. So I've been kind of considering, you know, uh, in races with better people, my strategy has always just been like, all right, I'm gonna just blow up, trying to stay with the front group as long as possible, and
Right.
then just fade off into the second group and so on and so forth, right? But
Yeah.
I think I think I also need a dose of realism to know, like, okay, I'm not gonna stay in the front group this whole time. That like it's just not gonna happen, and I know that. Um, but if there is a second group forming, it might just be better to fade off at that point as opposed to trying to burn so many matches staying with the front group when I'm inevitably not going to anyway.
I see what you mean, but where do you think it's going to form though? That's a problem because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's a potential here for at the first sprint. The first sprint is going to be FTS, and everyone's going to go for it because it comes
Yeah,
in pretty
yeah,
quickly,
exactly.
and everyone's going to be going for this thing. So after that is a good place to attack for the second lap because it's FAL. So if that's going to be my strategy to get FAL on the second one because I don't think I'll get FTS on any of these because we have too many
Yeah.
high power sprinters. But yeah, it's where does that second group form? Do you think it's gonna form after the first sprint? Is it gonna be
Yeah, probably. I mean,
okay?
I'll certainly go on the first sprint, but if you're going to FAL, I think your
Mm,
strategy might be, hey, after the FTS, I mean, you'll still have to spin up just to stay with the group, of course,
right,
but you just go over the top and continue on your merry way
right, and it might be
while
solo.
everyone's trying
Yeah,
to trying to recover.
yeah, it might be solo, but then I'll see if I can con some other people to come with me, and then bring some people with me, and then we'll go
Yep.
because that'll be Um, yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard. And riding in New York, it's been a while since I mean I'm not gonna say I swore off New York, but I feel like for a while every ladder race was in New York for
Oh
probably
yeah,
like two
yeah.
months. It seemed
I
like
hate
so.
it. I hate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. This is it's gonna be like I mean, it's like 6 miles a loop or something. I think about 6 miles, so like five something or whatever, or 9 kilometers, if I have that right. But it's so it's definitely doable, and to stay out front, man, that's possible. I don't know. I'll definitely get caught. I'll stay tuned. We'll find out what happens. But I might just blow up too. That might be fun too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, we got ladder races next week on climbing courses, so or
right,
on
yeah.
a climbing course. Glad I'm not doing that one, but we're doing Petit Doulier or whatever it is
Again.
again.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh man. Wow. Well, that's great.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
then
get torched.
yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be great. And I do have to give a shout out though for Zwift Games because when we're recording this, we're not going to talk too much about Zwift Games just because the results will be posted and everything by now, and will sound out of date or
Yeah,
something
no
like that.
no
Like
spoilers.
yeah, no spoilers if or something too. Yeah, so get everything will be broadcast on YouTube. You can always look at it too. But also, if you go to proecycling.com, go to their website. They have a great write up on this, on everything you need to know, how to watch it, and everything, and who to look for and stuff. It's fantastic. So great website and great write up. So it's fantastic for that. So and then the other thing I want to talk about here is the Zwift Finals. They're coming up. This is going to be interesting. I guess how this works is kind of hard to see that because not all of it, not everything has been posted. So the the finals are going to be April 8th to April 22nd. So I think it might be kind of hard to get a lot of people out for that, just because of a lot of people are going to be
weather starting to warm up.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but that it's not coming for about a month for us. So
yeah.
I
do
so
like I always laugh at the regional division names too.
Yeah.
The
fork,
cup,
spoon,
the shield, the plate, and the bowl.
And I get it, because it's like a cup, or like that, right? That's the deal, so
yeah.
But yeah, right. Who wants to be the shield? I'm the fork. Well, I want to be the spork. That's where it's at. It's a spork, but
I want to be the foldable camping spoon.
Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly. Or those ones that interlock together. I like that. Yeah, the 10 cup. Yeah. Oh man. Well, so this is going to be an interesting week, man. You're traveling. I'll be traveling as well. Hopefully going to be riding outside some. And are you getting your gravel bike out, by the way, this week, do you think?
Yeah. I should get a chance tomorrow, I think.
Nice. Yeah, it's supposed to be super nice.
Yeah. That's the play. I'll spend some time today just getting that situated, but yeah, it should be like 56 degrees.
Yeah. The same for us. And I did you figure out your PSI and everything? Get all your PSI thing going?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pump it up to the max and
to the max.
Yeah.
Well,
500 PSI rolling on bricks.
Yeah, that's right, man. When I was I use the Wolf Tooth calculator. It's Wolf Tooth is a Minnesota brand, and they have an app that's the Wolf Tooth PSI calculator or something like that. Check your app store; it's on there. And anyway, you plug in all these different variables. You can go super deep into this too. And I plugged in mine. You put in your weight, the bike weight, and all this stuff too. And it has me for my gravel monster. It's going to be 30 PSI going out for that, and that might be too high even. It's saying like 27, which it's too hard for me to read my pump is I think I need a new one, because you can pump it up and everything like that, and the dial moves, but then if I have to put my thumb on the dial, and then it actually like goes to the actual PSI that it is. So I don't know, might be time to get have you seen those like tire pressure management systems but for bikes? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw some of the new wheel set technology having like built-in PSI.
That's awesome.
Whatever it is. I'm like, that's seems interesting. I'll withhold judgment until I hear like how they work. I'm always skeptical of another like piece or part or whatever that can break, but
yeah,
I mean, it does seem interesting if nothing else.
I don't think I ride enough for that, but it is cool. It is super cool. I mean, we have it on. I think it's standard on people's cars now. I think, right, or mostly. I think since like
standard on people's cars, but on bikes it's interesting.
Yeah, and I'm surprised
it'll probably be priced a bit out of my tax bracket anyway. So
yeah, last time I looked, it was like $200. So that's kind of a lot. I mean, that's like maybe a week's worth of groceries. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, something. But it should be cool though. It would be cool to have that. What would be really cool is if they could inflate and deflate on command.
Now
we're talking.
Now we're talking peak technology here.
Exactly. And like, you and I in the pre-production meeting, we're talking about, wide tires and everything, about like the Surly Moonlander. And that would be something to be able to do that, to be able to adjust your PSI and something like that. I don't know how you would do that, but that's not for me to decide. So I don't know, a pump or something, but then it'll probably weigh down your bike. Anyway, we're digressing as always.
I can imagine trying to use like one of those mini hand pumps on a Surly Moonlander, 6.2-inch wide tires.
Yeah, just for hours. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would take forever. Have you ever had to pump up a tire with one of those?
I have not. I'm of the opinion that like I would just call for help instead of worrying about trying to fix the bike out in the field. I know that's like,
yeah,
I know that's a bit extra, but
I have my mini pump right here, and it's like it's awesome. It definitely has saved me before, but having to it stinks, especially mountain biking, and you're like already hot and sweaty, heart rate's elevated, and then there's bugs, and that is the absolute worst. Being on the side of the road or the side of the trail doing that, and then you got to have somebody like, trying to swat the bugs from you. Oh man, that is the worst. Anyway,
they're trying times.
Yes, they are. Oh man, yeah. It's been a while, but yeah, but that I've definitely done that before. But anyway, okay, all right. So with that, Josh, I think it's time for us to close the episode. Thank you everybody for listening and for this week and every week. We really appreciate that and appreciate the feedback for each episode. And if you have any questions, send us an email at WatopianWeekly@gmail.com or hop on our Discord server. And we love to answer questions and we talk a lot. We talk a lot. Sorry, we do talk a lot, but I mean, like,
we like yapping here.
Yeah, and so please, send us some messages and everything too. I'm going to give a shout out to everybody doing the Fast Cat training and everything too. And I do have to say one more thing about this. As I was going up the Petite KOM the second time, I'm like going all the way up, and I'm like just gassed, totally gassed, and I'm just like I'm not going anywhere. And then I got a ride on. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a ride on, and I got a ride on from Coach Frank actually. Little did he know that it was him, but that where I was, he probably just opened up the app and just hit. You know how you can hit right on, you send everybody right on.
Send everyone. Yep.
Yeah, which I do when I have mine open. But that makes a huge difference. So the power of a ride on, I was thinking about this because that made me go faster. Because I'm like, oh man, if Coach Frank is watching,
you don't want to.
I better go fast. Right. So that got me 6th. I got all the way up there. I passed some people and got to 6th. But that is the power of a ride on. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I know when somebody sends me one, I'm just like, oh, thanks. It's just a little thing, right? It doesn't.
It is nice. It is nice.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you're, because like, I don't know, you feel like someone's thinking about you or something, even if they did just open up the app and just hit right on everybody. But still, though,
send kudos to people.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely does help. And then I usually hit the thing on my app, like, the riders around, and then it kind of cascades, and it's kind of neat to see that.
Yeah, just spam it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like that. So, oh man. All right. Well, Josh, thanks for being here this week, and thank you everybody for listening. You know what? We'll see you in Watopia.